Good morning. Okay, I'm going to crack on with this. So today we're covering the Genius framework. And this is where we're going to take your expertise and turn it into a signature framework. And this framework is going to transform the way that you approach marketing and sales because it makes things really simple for you. It will help you build your confidence when it comes to marketing. It will help you with content production. It will help you with crafting your offers. It's going to help you with your sales conversations. And it's also going to help you when it comes to delivering your services. So just to go over the three main problems that I see hold people back from being able to attract and sign more dream clients online is firstly being highly experienced but not confident in your marketing, and you haven't really found a way to show up online in a way that feels authentic and congruent with who you are and what you value. Your framework is going to address this immediately. The second piece is around not having a clear offer. So delivering your services bespokely, essentially. So every new client you get, you create an offer, and you're essentially getting into a space where you trade time for money, and you're also not working with the people that you really want to work with, because a lot of the work that comes in is through referrals. So not necessarily your dream clients, and you're not necessarily focused on the levels of expertise that you have, and really drawing on your skill set and the things that you absolutely love to do. Again, when you have a framework, it's going to allow you to articulate exactly what you do in a far easier way from start to finish. And even with referrals, you'll get to become known for your expertise and what it is that you do and how you help people. The third struggle that people have is not having a reliable or repeatable system in place to capture, nurture, and convert leads. So they rely on doing manual tasks and manual things. This is more around systemizing what you do. A system doesn't necessarily have to be a piece of software. It can just be the process that you go through. Again, a framework's going to help you to do that. So these are each of the three elements that I spoke to around your genius, having an offer and a marketing system. So we're really only going to focus on your genius today, which is transforming your expertise and your IP into a genius framework that underpins every single element of what you do when it comes to marketing and sales. And it really does do a lot of the selling for you right from the very beginning. And so we're going to work through that. I should have just spoken to that slide, shouldn't I? But never mind. So this is a quote that I love. You don't have to be a genius or a visionary or even a college graduate to be successful. You just need a framework and a dream. So we've spoken around intentions and what your dream is and why you want to get there. The framework's going to help you to make that a reality. Now, the one part of this quote that I'm not so convinced on is around this genius, because your framework is what allows you to be seen and become a genius. Because having a framework is absolutely crucial in highlighting your expertise, getting you in front of the right people, and being known for solving a particular type of person's challenge. It elevates your authority because you become seen as the expert go-to in that space. It sets your positioning in the market, so you're clearly seen in a certain area. And even in a market that's flooded, and look, there's tens of thousands of people out there that do something very similar to you. They may have, the same offers and what have you. But by really going into your framework, this will separate you from others because it's yours. It's about you. It's unique. It's not about anyone else or how anyone else does things. It's purely about you and your IP, and you own that. It also allows your content production to be much easier. So you are never short of things to say and talk about when you have a framework. You know what you want to become known for, so it's much easier for you to craft content which is really speaking to your genius and what you do and your IP, because it's yours. No one can take it away from you. No one can argue with your process when it's yours and you know that it works. And you've been in the game long enough now that you've taken many people, whether you realize it or not, through a certain process of doing things. And so that's yours. And so it's something that you're proud of. Yeah, your framework is something that you're really proud of. It really helps with conversations than taking a cold lead or prospect that's never spoken to you before, right through to delivering your services. And this conversion process is really shortened. So sometimes you can speak to someone and it will be months before they make a decision, or they may come back later. And we don't want that. We don't want this people sat on the fence. We want people saying yes, and they're much likely to say yes when they see that you have a way of operating, because it builds trust. You put a level of certainty in someone's mind when they see that you have a way of operating and it's what you become known for. And people naturally go through this know, like, trust factor. And so people need to see your stuff between 5 and 12 times for them to actually build that trust. So if you're continually talking to your framework and the way in which you do things and what you want to become known for, that trust gets built up much quicker. So your framework can take any form that you want. It really depends on your process, what you like, stages that people go through, how it actually works. I've got a particular type of framework that I use, and that's what I'm going to be taking you through today. The only reason being is because I've been using it for a few years now, and it really makes sense to me. So there's no need for me to change it. Your framework will underpin everything that you do. So you're not going to be in a space where you have loads of different frameworks for lots of different offers. Yeah, we're really trying to simplify things here, keep things as simple as possible for you. And I'll talk you through exactly how and you'll see for yourself how easy this can be when you actually look at the process that people go through. As I said, it underpins everything that you do with regards to marketing and sales. So when you think about awareness, interest, desire, and action, which are the key stages that people go through from meeting you from cold or hearing about you from cold through to actually you working with people and delivering your services. And I'm going to walk you through what this looks like. Just bear in mind that when we have your framework nailed, we're actually going to be working backwards. We're going to be starting from your offer, and when we come to building your offer, and then going back into the other pieces. So first of all, your content. Now, your content, whether it's emails, whether it's adverts, whether it's social posts, all of what you write about, and you really only need to write, especially when it comes to social posts and emails, you can just copy and paste. Really, you don't have to rewrite the wheel every time that you create something for a different platform. But create content that is centered around the elements of your framework, and it will really allow your values and your passions and that to come through as well, and talk about any challenges that you overcame or case studies. And each time that you talk or create a piece of content, you can refer back, whether you word it as in you blatantly write it or you're alluding to a piece of your framework. Again, so people get to know you and what it is that you do and how you operate. So my framework is the Boundless blueprint, okay? And I basically put that everywhere. So we've got, if you look at the top right hand side, that's my LinkedIn profile, and you'll see the Boundless blueprint. Take your service-based business online with a simple marketing that replaces networking and referrals with dream clients and recurring revenue. So you use your framework in different assets that you have and can use to communicate and to start really embedding a message into people's minds. You'll see here I say the Boundless Consultant here next to my name. On Facebook, so this is my Facebook page, the Boundless Consultant here, take your service-based business online. So everywhere I am, I'm basically free blueprint. I'm inviting people into my world with my messaging. You'll see here in the top left, which is obviously it's taken, this is a Facebook ad and it's pulled my name from here. But again, people are seeing the Boundless Consultant, 3 steps to consistent clients for consultants. And then in messaging as well. So you'll see that you're just continually advertising, yeah, and you're going to get bored of your message much quicker than anyone out there in the market will. But it's about that continual reinforcement. And when you're consistently saying the same thing, it sticks. When you think about the big brands out there, McDonald's or Nike, they have the same logo, they have the same branding and message, and it's continual. They just keep on going. And this is what they become known for, and this is what we want for you too. Now, once, and you think about creating content, is generally for people, think about it in terms of adverts and posting on social media. As a lot of the times to a cold audience, right? They haven't entered your world yet, and they're just at that awareness stage. Now we want to move them through from awareness, interest, desire, and action for them to actually become a client. So from posting or creating content or getting your message out there, we invite people into your world, and we do that through a lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet is how you start to show your worth by providing high value, no risk, so 0 risk of them coming on board. Essentially, you're offering a high value piece of content that's going to help the prospect solve a problem or a challenge that they have right now, or to give a really key insight. It could be a checklist, it could be a diagnostic, it could be the 10 things that I would avoid if I was doing X. Yeah, it's something that's going to be really interesting to them, something that they're going to get a lot out of, and it's really that first entry point into your world. Now, you really want at this stage to be transferring. It's a reciprocal thing. I'll give you this content if you give me your email. And I really emphasize this because no matter what you do online on social media, it can be taken away from you overnight. So I have been in this game for a long time, and I know someone that had 40,000 people in a Facebook group, and their Facebook group got closed down. Their whole Facebook got closed down overnight. You don't want that, for yourself, especially if you haven't got an email to be able to reconnect with those people, because it's like building from scratch again. And getting people into your email is into your email database. It's your owned asset. It's what you own. No one can take that from you. Yeah, it's yours. And also, you'd be amazed that by sending emails to people, the level of interaction and engagement and take up on various offers that you put out there, because you're going directly to their inbox and you're speaking directly to them. So I talk a lot about making sure that you capture an email address as quickly as possible. And so how you do this, as I say, there's various forms of lead magnets out there. I'm just going to show you a couple here. I'm going to show you firstly the easiest lead magnet that you can create for yourself. And again, it's taken directly from your framework. So you'll see from my social links that I have there's a link that you click through and it takes you straight through to a landing page. And on that landing page, I'm offering the Boundless blueprints. So people opt in, they get sent a blueprint. Now, this is just a few pages of it, but essentially it's giving people the blueprint, as in the steps that they need to be able to take their service-based business online and grow it to 6 figures. These are the steps that they need to go through. But it's also diagnostic in terms of where's the gaps, like what are the things that they have in place and what are the things that they don't have in place. Now, if your prospect is serious and they're looking at this and they're going through it, it makes the next part really easy. So first of all, by them looking at this diagnostic and going through, they're going to become very aware of where the gaps are. You've already, because they've opted in, have shown yourself as an authority and someone that can help them to solve these challenges. So you're going to be front of mind with them because this is what you're giving them to help them. Now, once they have this diagnostic, on the last page of it, and this can be a digital version, so it's sent as a digital PDF that they can download or they can work through. There's a link, and then the link is to take the next step, which would be to get on a call or have a conversation with you in some way. And then you start to then go into the next phase. But this makes it easy because when you do have those conversations, you've got something to talk to. You've already helped them become aware of what the challenge is and where they're faced. You've been able to highlight a gap that they need to fill, and you're the right person to be able to do that. So you can do this through a PDF diagnostic, a download that they can have. The other thing that you could do, you can do an online diagnostic as well. And so this is one, I haven't run this for a while. You can see my old branding on there. But essentially you can go into Scorecard and you can create a diagnostic online. And again, that will feed straight into your CRM system if you so wish. So then they can go on and they can do it digitally, and that's absolutely fine. The reason why I like the PDF diagnostic is because it gives them something to actually print out and work through. And when people are actually printing something, the number of calls that I've got on with people or conversations I've had with people, and they've said, I've gone through the diagnostic and I can see where these areas are. It's also a conversation starter as well. But depends, whatever you choose, what feels best for you, you can run a diagnostic online. The other thing you can do is offer a short training. So you can run this separately, or you can actually run it as part of. So on the Boundless Blueprint, someone gets sent the PDF and with the diagnostic, and they also get a training video. So this is a 20-minute training video. If you can make it shorter, please do. This is a training video that people can work through in line with the PDF that they've got, and they'll see exactly how this plays out in real life. And I talk people through how the framework's important and really the 3 key stages of my framework. Again, it's just another touch point. It's just another reinforcement of your expertise. And this allows you, because you're talking in person to people through a training, it also allows them to build up an emotional connection with you. They get to see what you're like, they get to see your style, and it's just another way. It takes it into a different dimension. So once someone's consumed your content, they've opted in for your lead magnet, they're aware of you now. You may have been sending emails behind the scenes as well, so you're already in their world. It's about inviting them to take the next step, and the next step being a mini offer. I'm going to talk you through the different types of mini offers that you can use and some of the ones that I use. But if you look at mini offers being part of your framework, and they're just another piece or another element that you're talking to, and you're being a little bit more specific at this point. So For example, I've got the Genius Code and we're working through the Genius framework, which is the part that you're at right now. Last week in the LinkedIn Launchpad, we went through intentions, and we'll start to go through different elements of the framework based on what it is that you're delivering and to whom. So one element that you could use as a mini offer could be a live workshop. So this is a workshop that I ran earlier in the year, 5K plan workshop, and it was a 3-day workshop, and people came in for an hour each day, and I took them through core elements of the framework. Once you've actually recorded that workshop, you can then package it up and sell it as an ongoing evergreen training. So this was the next stage of doing this. So this was taking the 5K plan and packaging it up into a packaged offer. I've done that for various trainings that I've run previously, but it's another way for people to come into your world, make a level of investment with you, albeit a small investment with you, because the people that invest are generally the ones that are going to actually go another level with you, and it's because they have a greater intention. So this is a great way of really working out who is going to go to the next stage. It's also another great opportunity for you actually to start drawing in cash flow from the things that you offer, because what happens a lot of the time is people create one big offer and people just aren't ready for it. Either the cost is too high, they haven't built enough trust up yet with you, and so the leap for them feels too big. Whereas with a package training or a workshop, it's a way for them to enter their world, a way for them to enter your world. And now's the next stage in sales conversations or communication, and this can be done either by the DMs, it can be done in actual sales calls, strategy calls, whatever, but it's the next stage. And if, for example, someone has completed your diagnostic and they bring that into the call with them, you're going to have a really structured conversation, and you're going to be able to really talk to the elements in the diagnostic to be able to help them. And so a lot of the time when people get into conversations with prospects, they're not really sure where to lead them or to how. And because you've got a framework in place that underpins everything, they're already aware of you. There's no surprises, and it's just not as icky or awkward as what it may have been previously. So it's a way of having a conversation with a prospect, and it naturally, if you ask the right questions, will lead into you being able to present your offer around your framework. So I've put in here some questions that you can ask whilst you're in or having these conversations, and it's a way of building rapport and then taking them through naturally to a point where you can ask them, shall I show you how I can help you with that? It's all permission led. You're not pushing anything on anyone, and it's just a really natural, easy flow of having a conversation. And the best part is that by the point of you having this conversation with someone, more often than not, they've already consumed a certain level of your content, and they already know or are aware of the way you operate and what you do. And this is how you get into a space where your framework actually does a lot of the selling for you, the pre-selling for you, before you've even reached this point. And this is why I just love having a framework. Honestly, the moment that I had mine in place, everything changed. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because I get what it's like to be scared to show up online. You don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes imposter syndrome kicks in, and a framework just bypasses that for you and really instills a level of confidence, marketing confidence in you that you didn't have previously. And this is great in sales conversations because it's just leading to this natural point of presenting your offer. And that's what we're going to look at now, because you go into offering the main offer. And for example, I'll show you here the zone, and this is my entry point into working with me. And you'll see here that it's got Genius Code, Offer Matrix, and Acquisition Engine, because that's all part of my framework. And so when they read this offer, it's like, okay, I get it. I'm aware of this, and this is how it all comes together. And so again, it just makes it easy for people to read, easy for people to understand. There's no guesswork here because they're aware of it. And on the next page of the offer document, you can talk through exactly how that plays out. But this is just an overview. And so this is how we structure your offer documents as well. Again, centered around your framework. So let's develop your framework.